Understanding bedroom requests. Why your husband wants you to try new things. Written and copyright by A. Castor. Chapter 12. Exploring Human Sexual Diversity. A. Look into various fetishes. Human sexuality is a rich and complex tapestry, encompassing a wide spectrum of desires, preferences, and fantasies. One fascinating aspect of this complexity is the diversity of fetishes, specific objects, behaviors, or sensations that individuals find sexually arousing or gratifying. From common interests to more niche attractions, fetishes reflect unique aspects of personal psychology, cultural influences, and individual expression. In this exploration, we delve into a range of fetishes, each offering insight into the myriad ways people experience and express their sexual identities. Whether rooted in sensory stimulation, psychological dynamics, or cultural symbolism, each fetish provides a window into the diversity of human sexual desire. Through understanding and respectful exploration, we aim to appreciate the complexity of human sexuality and celebrate the diversity of human experience. Foot fetish. Description. Foot fetishism involves sexual arousal or attraction to feet, toes, or footwear. It can range from admiring feet to deriving sexual pleasure from touching, kissing, or massaging feet. Psychology. Foot fetishes are thought to be relatively common and may develop from early associations or cultural influences. For some, the feet represent a symbol of beauty, power, or eroticism. Expression. Fetishists may enjoy various aspects of feet, including size, shape, cleanliness, or specific features like toenails or arches. Activities may include foot worship, foot massage, or incorporating feet into sexual acts. Bondage. Description. Bondage refers to the practice of consensually restraining or tying up a partner for sexual pleasure. It often involves the use of ropes, chains, cuffs, or other restraints. Psychology. Bondage can appeal to individuals seeking sensations of vulnerability, control, or surrender. It may enhance trust and intimacy between partners through negotiated power dynamics. Expression. BDSM encompasses a range of activities, from light bondage for sensory play to more intense practices like shibari or elaborate restraint systems. Role-playing. Description. Role-playing involves acting out specific roles or scenarios for sexual gratification. Common scenarios include teacher-student, doctor-patient, or fantasy roles like pirates or superheroes. Psychology. Role-playing allows individuals to explore different personas, fantasies, or power dynamics in a safe and consensual context. It can enhance creativity, communication, and intimacy between partners. Expression. Participants may use costumes, props, or dialogue to immerse themselves in the fantasy scenario, fulfilling desires for novelty, excitement, or exploring taboo themes. Domination and submission. Description. DS dynamics involve consensual power exchange where one partner assumes a dominant role and the other a submissive role. Dominants exercise control, while submissives surrender control. Psychology. DS dynamics can fulfill desires for dominance, submission, discipline, and surrender. It may involve protocols, rituals, or rules that structure the power dynamic and enhance trust and intimacy. Expression. Activities may range from mild to intense, including commands, obedience training, punishment, or reward systems based on negotiated boundaries and mutual consent. Sadomasochism. Description. Sadomasochism involves deriving sexual pleasure from consensual acts of inflicting or receiving pain or physical sensations. Psychology. Sandem practices can explore boundaries, sensation play, and power dynamics. They may involve psychological role-playing, intense physical sensations, or emotional release. Expression. Activities range from light sensation play to more extreme forms. Fetish clothing. Description. Fetish clothing involves arousal from specific garments or materials, such as latex, leather, lingerie, uniforms, or fetishized costumes. Psychology. Fetish clothing can evoke associations with power, dominance, submission, or sensory pleasure. It may involve tactile sensations, visual appeal, or symbolic meanings tied to the material or style. Expression fetishists may enjoy wearing, seeing, touching, or smelling specific clothing items as part of sexual play or arousal. Fashion choices and aesthetics can play a significant role in expressing sexual identity and desires. Body part fetishes. Description: body part fetishes involve sexual attraction or fixation on specific body parts, such as breasts, buttocks, legs, hands, or hair. Psychology: body part fetishes can stem from aesthetic appeal, cultural influences, or associations with eroticism and fertility. They may reflect personal preferences, sensory arousal, or psychological symbolism. Expression fetishists may focus on physical attributes, size, shape, symmetry, or sensory aspects of the preferred body part. Activities may include admiration, touching, kissing, or incorporating the body part into sexual activities. Objectophilia. Description: objectophilia involves romantic or sexual attraction to inanimate objects, such as buildings, cars, or specific items like dolls or stuffed animals. Psychology: objectophilia challenges traditional views of sexual attraction, emphasizing emotional or relational connections with objects. It may involve anthropomorphizing objects or projecting human-like qualities onto them. Expression: objectophiles may form intimate bonds with objects, engaging in activities like kissing, hugging, or even sexual acts with their preferred objects. They may view objects as companions or partners with whom they develop emotional connections. Voyeurism. Description: voyeurism entails obtaining sexual gratification from observing others' naked bodies or engaging in sexual activities without their knowledge or consent. Psychology: voyeuristic behavior may stem from curiosity, arousal from visual stimuli, or a desire for forbidden or secretive observations. It can involve fantasies of watching others in private moments. Expression: voyeurs may engage in peeping, spying, or using technology to observe others without their awareness. It is crucial to distinguish consensual exhibitionism from non-consensual voyeurism, which can violate privacy and consent boundaries. Exhibitionism. Description: exhibitionism involves deriving sexual arousal from exposing oneself or engaging in sexual acts in public or semi-public settings, often intentionally seeking attention or reactions. Psychology: exhibitionists may enjoy the thrill of risk, the adrenaline rush of being caught, or the power dynamics of being watched. It can involve feelings of empowerment or sexual validation from being seen. Expression: exhibitionist behavior can range from flashing or public nudity to consensual public sex acts. It often requires negotiation of boundaries, legality, and ethical considerations to ensure consent and safety. Medical play. Description: medical play encompasses role-playing scenarios, such as doctor-patient or medical examination scenes, involving medical instruments, attire, or procedures for sexual arousal. Psychology: medical play may evoke feelings of vulnerability, trust, or caretaking roles. It can involve exploration of power dynamics, sensory stimulation, or fetishization of medical environments. Expression: participants may engage in simulated medical exams, procedures like temperature taking, or use of medical props to enact medical scenarios within consensual boundaries. Age play. Description: age play involves role-playing scenarios where participants act different ages, often including caregiver roles, exploring nurturing, dependency, or power dynamics. Psychology: age play may tap into desires for innocence, care, or exploration of childhood or parental roles. It can include regression to childlike behaviors, dress, or activities within a consensual adult context. Expression: age players may use costumes, toys, or dialogue to enact age-appropriate behaviors and dynamics, emphasizing emotional connection, trust, and negotiated boundaries between participants. Furry fandom. Description: the furry fandom involves an interest in anthropomorphic animal characters with human characteristics, often expressed through art, costumes, and role-playing. Psychology: furry fandom participants may identify with or find attraction in anthropomorphized animal traits, exploring identity, creativity, and community within a shared interest. Expression. Furries may create or commission anthropomorphic art, attend conventions, or engage in role-playing as furry personas. It can involve social interaction, fantasy exploration, and sexual expression within consensual and community-supported contexts. Cross-dressing. Description. Transvestic fetishism involves sexual arousal from wearing clothing typically associated with the opposite gender, often including undergarments, lingerie, or full outfits. Psychology. Cross-dressing can fulfill desires for gender exploration, sensory stimulation, or role-playing fantasies. It may challenge traditional gender norms and express diverse gender identities or eroticism. Expression. Cross-dressers may dress privately or publicly, explore gender expression through attire, or engage in cross-dressing as part of sexual play, identity exploration, or role-playing scenarios. Uniform fetish. Description. Uniform fetishism involves sexual arousal from uniforms worn by individuals in authoritative or professional roles, such as military uniforms, police uniforms, or school uniforms. Psychology. Uniforms can symbolize power, discipline, or specific roles, evoking fantasies of authority figures, role-playing scenarios, or institutional settings. Fetishists may be attracted to the aesthetic, symbolism, or associations of uniforms. Expression. Fetishists may collect or wear uniforms, role-play scenarios involving uniforms, or incorporate uniform elements into sexual activities or fantasies. Mechanophilia. Description. Mechanophilia refers to sexual attraction or arousal from machines, vehicles, or mechanical objects. Psychology. Mechanophiles may appreciate the form, function, or power associated with machines. This fetish can involve admiration for mechanical complexity, engineering, or the sensation of control over machinery. Expression. Mechanophiles may engage in activities such as sexualized interaction with vehicles, collecting model vehicles, or incorporating machinery into sexual fantasies or role-playing. Food play. Description. Food play, or splashing, involves using food items or substances for sensual or sexual stimulation. Psychology. Splashing can combine sensory experiences of texture, temperature, and taste with eroticism. It may evoke feelings of indulgence, sensory pleasure, or playful exploration of taboo or messy experiences. Expression. Participants may engage in activities like pouring food items on bodies, using food in sexual role-playing, or incorporating culinary aesthetics into sexual rituals or intimacy. Acrotomophilia. Description. Acrotomophilia involves sexual attraction or arousal to amputees or individuals with congenital limb differences. Psychology. Acrotomophiles may appreciate the aesthetic or symbolic aspects of limb differences, finding beauty or uniqueness in physical diversity. This fetish can challenge norms of bodily perfection and attractiveness. Expression. Acrotomophiles may seek out relationships with amputees, admire images or videos featuring individuals with limb differences, or incorporate fantasies of physical difference into sexual arousal or role-playing scenarios. Stigmatophilia. Description. Stigmatophilia refers to sexual arousal or attraction to piercings, tattoos, or other body modifications. Psychology. Stigmatophiles may find aesthetic appeal or eroticism in body art or modifications that alter appearance or challenge traditional beauty standards. This fetish can reflect preferences for self-expression, rebellion, or individuality. Expression. Fetishists may seek out partners with body modifications, admire photos or art featuring body art, or incorporate tattoos and piercings into sexual play, rituals, or fantasies. Pet play. Description. Pet play involves role-playing scenarios where individuals take on animal personas for sexual or psychological gratification. Psychology. Pet players may explore aspects of dominance, submission, nurturing, or escapism through animal roles. This fetish can involve sensory experiences, obedience training, or emotional connection within role-play dynamics. Expression. Participants may wear animal-themed costumes, use pet-like behaviors, or engage in symbolic activities to embody animal personas and explore power dynamics or intimacy in consensual play. Robot fetishism. Description: robot fetishism involves sexual attraction or arousal from humanoid robots or artificial beings, often focusing on their mechanical or technological aspects. Psychology: robot fetishists may be drawn to the idea of futuristic technology, artificial intelligence, or the fantasy of non-human partners. It can involve fascination with robotic aesthetics, functionality, or the idea of control over a machine. Expression: fetishists may collect robot-themed art or objects, engage in role-playing scenarios with robot personas, or incorporate robotic elements into sexual play or fantasies. Giantess and microphilia. Description: giantess fetishism involves attraction to giant or oversized beings, often depicted as women towering over smaller figures. Microphilia is its counterpart, involving attraction to tiny or shrunken individuals. Psychology: these fetishes can reflect desires for dominance, submission, or exploration of size differentials. They may stem from fantasies of power dynamics, vulnerability, or physical scale in sexual contexts. Expression: fetishists may enjoy fantasies, stories, or artwork depicting giantess scenarios or microphiliac interactions. Some engage in role-playing or use visual media to explore themes of size discrepancy and eroticism. Inflation fetish. Description: inflation fetishism involves sexual arousal from images, videos, or scenarios depicting individuals or objects inflating, expanding, or being filled with air or liquids. Psychology: inflation fetishists may find arousal in the visual or tactile sensations associated with inflation, expansion, or pressure changes. It can involve themes of transformation, body alteration, or sensory stimulation. Expression: fetishists may collect inflatable objects, engage in role-playing scenarios involving inflation, or enjoy media featuring characters or objects inflating. It may incorporate elements of control, transformation, or sensation play in consensual contexts. Pornophilia. Description: pornophilia involves using a person as human furniture or incorporating human bodies into functional objects or decor, often in a submissive or objectified role. Psychology: pornophilia can explore themes of objectification, submission, or role-playing scenarios where individuals act as inanimate objects or functional pieces of furniture. Expression: participants may engage in consensual scenarios where a person is used as a table, chair, footrest, or other furniture item. It may involve physical restraint, positioning, or sensory deprivation to enhance the objectification experience. Plushophilia. Description: plushophilia involves sexual attraction or arousal to stuffed animals or plush toys, often involving emotional or romantic attachment to specific toys. Psychology: plushophiles may experience affection, comfort, or sexual gratification from plush toys, viewing them as companions or romantic partners. It can reflect a blend of emotional and sexual attraction to soft textures or anthropomorphic qualities. Expression: plushophiles may collect plush toys, create personas or relationships with specific toys, or engage in role-playing scenarios that involve emotional bonding or sexual interactions with plush objects. Urophilia. Description: urophilia involves sexual arousal from urine or urination-related activities, commonly known as golden showers. Psychology: urophiles may find arousal in the taboo nature of urine, sensory aspects like warmth or smell, or power dynamics involving submission or dominance during urination activities. Expression: fetishists may engage in consensual urine play, such as urinating on or being urinated on by a partner, incorporating urination into sexual acts or fantasies, or exploring the psychological and physical sensations associated with urine. Formicophilia. Description: formicophilia refers to sexual attraction or arousal from insects or insect-like creatures. Psychology: formicophiles may find fascination or sexual arousal in the appearance, movements, or behaviors of insects. It can involve fantasies of insect-themed transformation, role-playing, or sensory stimulation. Expression: fetishists may collect insect-themed art or objects, engage in role-playing scenarios involving insects, or incorporate insect-like movements or behaviors into sexual play or fantasies. Fur fetish. Description: trichophilia, commonly known as fur fetishism, involves sexual attraction or arousal from hair, fur, or specific textures of hair. Psychology: fur fetishists may find sensory gratification in the tactile qualities of hair or fur, experiencing arousal from touch, texture, or visual appearance. It can involve admiration for grooming rituals, hair length, or specific hair types. Expression: fetishists may engage in activities like stroking, grooming, or fantasizing about hair or fur, collecting hair-related materials or objects, or incorporating hair-related stimuli into sexual play or sensory exploration. Mask fetish. Description: mask fetishism, or masquerade, involves sexual attraction or arousal from masks, costumes, or facial concealment. Psychology: mask fetishists may be drawn to the anonymity, mystery, or transformative aspects of masks. It can involve fantasies of role-playing, alter egos, or cultural symbolism associated with masks. Expression: fetishists may collect masks, engage in role-playing scenarios where masks are worn or removed, explore themes of identity concealment or revelation, or incorporate masks into sexual play or fantasy exploration. Smoking fetish. Description: capnolagnia, or smoking fetishism, involves sexual attraction or arousal from watching someone smoke or from smoking oneself. Psychology: smoking fetishists may find arousal in the visual, tactile, or olfactory sensations associated with smoking behaviors. It can involve fascination with smoke patterns, gestures, or the social or cultural aspects of smoking. Expression: fetishists may engage in smoking as part of sexual play, watch smoking-related media or performances, collect smoking paraphernalia, or incorporate smoking imagery into fantasies or role-playing scenarios. Tickling fetish. Description: nismolagnia involves sexual arousal or gratification from tickling or being tickled. Psychology: tickling fetishists may experience sensations of pleasure, vulnerability, or arousal from tickling sensations. It can involve power dynamics, sensory stimulation, or exploring physical sensitivity in a playful or intimate context. Expression: fetishists may engage in consensual tickling activities, explore tickling-themed role-playing scenarios, or incorporate tickling sensations into sexual play, emphasizing communication, trust, and mutual enjoyment. Latex and rubber fetish. Description: rubberism or latex fetishism involves sexual attraction or arousal from latex or rubber clothing, accessories, or sensory experiences. Psychology: rubber fetishists may find arousal in the tight, smooth, or shiny textures of latex or rubber materials. It can involve sensory pleasure, tactile stimulation, or eroticism associated with clothing or fetish gear. Expression: fetishists may wear latex clothing or accessories, engage in role-playing scenarios involving latex outfits, collect latex or rubber items, or incorporate latex-related fantasies into sexual play or dress-up activities. Breath play. Description: erotic asphyxiation involves restricting oxygen flow to enhance sexual arousal or pleasure, often through methods like choking, suffocation, or breath control. Psychology: breath play enthusiasts may experience heightened sensations, euphoria, or altered states of consciousness from oxygen deprivation. It can involve trust dynamics, power exchange, or exploration of intense physical sensations. Expression: participants may engage in consensual breath play techniques, negotiate safety protocols, explore erotic asphyxiation within BDSM contexts, or incorporate breath control into role-playing scenarios emphasizing control or vulnerability. Emetophilia. Description: emetophilia involves sexual arousal or attraction to vomit or vomiting-related activities. Psychology: emetophiles may find arousal in the sensory aspects of vomiting, such as the act, sight, smell, or taste of vomit. It can involve taboo exploration, sensory stimulation, or fascination with bodily fluids. Expression: emetophiles may engage in consensual vomiting scenarios, explore fantasies or stories involving vomit, collect vomit-related media or materials, or incorporate vomit-themed elements into sexual play or role-playing activities. Necrophilia. Description. Necrophilia involves sexual attraction or arousal from corpses or dead bodies. Psychology. Necrophiles may experience fantasies or arousal related to death, decay, or the physical characteristics of corpses. It is widely considered pathological and illegal due to ethical, legal, and health concerns. Expression. Necrophilia is illegal and unethical in most jurisdictions, and discussions about it typically focus on understanding its psychological, legal, and societal implications rather than acceptance or normalization.